Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're regular here, you know I review many photographic, audio and video related products. Now today we're taking a look at a smartphone camera and we're looking at the Google Pixel 8 Pro. Now I recently purchased this. I've been looking for a smartphone camera. I've got the iPhone 15 Pro. I think most people know that I use an iPhone 15 Pro. I've been using it a long time. But I'm always looking for the camera that I can keep in my pocket. Now I regularly use my Sony RX100VII that I've got here. This is another great little compact camera. I use that regularly, but I thought I really would like to have a smartphone because you can keep it with you all the time. And I do keep it with me all the time. That's why I use my iPhone 15 Pro. But I had read that the Google Pixel 8 Pro cameras are better than what are on the iPhone 15 Pro. In my very short time I've had the camera, I've found the same thing actually, and I really do enjoy using the Google Pixel 8 Pro. I do use it with a grip as opposed to just using it as a slab. The only thing I do find when you're doing low angles or high angle shots, you can't tilt the screen, obviously because it's a flat screen. Now, I can't show you the phone, not that you need to see it because everyone knows what the phones look like, but I can't show you it. It's actually filming the wide shot here. I'm filming the wide shot over there. I've got a HDMI out coming out of the phone into my Atomos recorder just so I can actually see the screen. And I've not set any profiles. It's just as it is using the camera app, because I'm also filming a wide shot with my Fujifilm X-H2 that I've got fairly close to it, pretty much next to it. So I'm going to be doing comparisons between the output from the Google Pixel 8 Pro and the Fujifilm X-H2, and I think it will be very comparable. I've actually done a video comparing the iPhone 15 Pro with the Google Pixel 8 Pro, not using any profiles. There is no log profiles on the Google Pixel 8 Pro, unlike the iPhone 15 Pro. So straight out of camera. Actually, take a look at this clip now. But I'm just comparing the picture quality between these two cameras. Now I'm using 3 lights. I've got the white balance set to automatic, but I have got the frame rate set to 24 frames a second on both phones, because the Google Pixel 8 Pro won't do 25 frames per second. It'll do 20, 30 and 60, where the iPhone 15 Pro will do 24, 25 and 30 and 60. So I've set them both at 24 frames a second, which is more of a filmic frame rate as opposed to your standard frame rate I would use here in the UK. And I've got 3 lights up. I've turned off the main lights, but I've got 3 studio lights set up here, all set to 5600 Kelvin. I'm curious to see what the auto white balance is working like on the Google Pixel 8 Pro. I've actually set my system up for scanning some cine film. This is the retro, Movie Step Retro 8 scanner. That will scan Super 8, Standard 8, 16mm. I've actually done a batch of Standard 8 and I'm carrying on doing some Standard 8 film in just a moment. But I have to sit here and watch the film go through as opposed to chat to you while I'm scanning it, hence the reason the machine isn't running. So yeah, there we go. That's for picture quality, fully automatic, using both phones set to fully automatic, apart from the fact I've set 24 frames per second. So that was a short clip showing the comparison between the iPhone 15 Pro and the Google Pixel 8 Pro. Now straight out of camera, I really do prefer the skin tones from the Google Pixel 8 Pro. I think it's much nicer and they look far more natural. And I found that with stills as well, with all new photographs. I'm going to go through a few here, but I will put these photographs up on my Flickr page so you can take a look at them on Flickr. I also done a comparison, a short comparison of images between the iPhone 15 Pro and the Google Pixel 8 Pro. And again, straight out of camera, I prefer the images that are coming off the Google Pixel 8 Pro. And I'm hoping you'll find the images coming off this video with the Google Pixel 8 Pro, which I say is getting a wide shot. The wide shot's a little bit too wide for my liking, but I can't get the phone any closer to me. It's a 24mm lens or 25mm lens, main camera lens on the Google Pixel 8 Pro. It has a 48 megapixel ultra wide lens, and it has a 48 megapixel 113mm telephoto lens. So the pixel count in the Google Pixel 8 Pro is actually really good, certainly for stills, and it seems to be fine for video as well. I'm finding the main camera is pretty decent for stills, and as I said, I'm finding it really good for video. Now, I'm powering the phone via a MagSafe battery, which is really great. I don't need to plug it into the USB-C port. So it's got wireless charging, and I'm actually charging the phone while I'm actually filming. And I think that's a great idea, but I don't have to plug it into the USB-C port. That's a great advantage with this particular phone. That works the same on the iPhone 15 Pro as well. You can put a magnetic charge on the back here, and that will charge the phone. I will leave a link in the description of this video where you can buy these little accessories from, and I think they're well worth getting. And I'm actually looking down the lens of the Google Pixel 8 Pro, and I think, as I say, I think it's coming out really good. Looking at the colours on my Atomos Ninja I've got over here, they look pretty good. They don't look too bad at all. But as I say, everything is fully automatic on my Google Pixel 8 Pro. I haven't set any manual apertures, ISO, anything like that. I've just put it on the tripod. I have set it up, framed it, but I haven't actually set any profiles with it. Unlike the iPhone 15 Pro, you can set it's a log profile, you can set it's a ProRes recording, but it uses up an immense amount of storage space if you do it internally. And if you record externally, well, then you've got the hassles of having just that one USB-C port that you have to plug everything into. I'm hoping the sound is coming out fine on my Google Pixel 8 Pro. As I said, I've just got it all set to automatic. And it has got HDMI out, which is also fantastic. My close-up shot is my Canon R8 with the RF 50mm f1.8 lens fitted to it, so that should be coming out quite nicely. I do like that combination. It does throw the background out of focus, which is really, really nice. The Google Pixel 8 Pro, the same as what the iPhone does, you can record RAW and JPEG, or take RAW and JPEG. I've got it set to RAW and JPEG, and I've got it set to the 50 megapixel mode, which is the highest resolution mode. I do find on the Google Pixel 8 Pro, when you've got it in 50 megapixel mode, it does actually have quite a bit of shutter lag, although that might not be the right terminology, but it does take a good couple of seconds to take each photograph. So if you want to take images in quick succession, turn that mode off and then just shoot at 12 megapixel as opposed to 50 megapixel. You'd be much better off doing that, because the photographs will, you'll be able to take photographs much quicker. I'm just going around taking, photographs in the garden, out in the street. So I find leaving it on 50 megapixel mode is fine, because I'm not taking fast photographs one after the next. I also haven't played with any of the other modes yet. There's so much within this camera that I want to play with, but I haven't done. I haven't done any portrait modes. I haven't done any other fancy stuff. So those videos will be coming later, because I will be obviously using this camera quite a bit more. I've just taken straight images with the 50 megapixel mode. I wanted to use the highest resolution mode so I could see what the images came out like. And we can see here, actually, they're really, really decent. If we compare, actually, the JPEG with the DNG file, one thing I really do like with this particular phone is that the DNG files, or the RAW files, are not heavily processed. I do find in the iPhone 15 Pro, they come out quite heavily processed. Even the RAW files do. With the Google phone, they don't, and it's really great. Initially, you think that it's a bit soft, but they're not soft. It's just that they're not over sharpened, and I think that is wonderful. If you look at this shot here, the JPEG on the left, the DNG file or the RAW file on the right, you can see the JPEG files quite heavily sharpened here. It's quite heavily processed. You can see that's digitally enhanced. I haven't enhanced it. That's how it's come out of camera. Although, to be fair, that is great if you just share into social media and you want to very quickly upload an image to Facebook, to Twitter, to Instagram, whatever. That will actually be really useful. Whereby the DNG file does look softer, although the sharpness is there. You just have to increase the sharpness if you so desire, in Lightroom, Photoshop, whatever, programs that you use. The only thing I do find is the the saturation, color saturation, is quite heavy with the reds. And I've done quite a few photographs with red in the image, and the DNG file or the raw file is quite heavily saturated. You can see there's a lot of saturation here, and it's smudged out the detail in the image. So you do need to take the saturation down on your images to bring back that detail. The detail is there, but you need to turn down the color to bring that detail back on some images. I have found that, but other than that, I think the images are great. Now, if we compare that with the iPhone 15 Pro, because I mean that's quite an interesting comparison actually between the Google Pixel 8 Pro and the iPhone 15 Pro DNG files. Right, they're both DNG files. You can see here, one on the left is the iPhone and one on the right is the Google Pixel 8 Pro. And even without zooming in, you can see there's a lot more sharpness added to the iPhone image than what there is on the Google Pixel 8 Pro image. And I find the colours are softer, they're more natural, more filmic looking on the Google Pixel 8 Pro than what they are on the iPhone. With the iPhone, you just need to turn the sharpness down because you can do that. But I find when it's straight out the camera, the images just look cleaner on the Google Pixel 8 Pro than what they do on the iPhone. So we've got a DNG file from the Pixel 8 Pro on the left and the DNG file from the iPhone 15 Pro. So you can see there that the iPhone 15 Pro looks sharper straight out of camera than what the Google Pixel 8 Pro does. But I prefer the look of the Pixel 8 Pro. It's a more natural looking image, and you can increase the sharpness or add sharpness to it if you so desire. Likewise, you can turn the sharpness down on the 15 Pro, the iPhone 15 Pro. But I do like the colours that come out of the Google. I think they're, again, more natural looking. These look more, well, just look more digital. So if we look at the DNG versus the RAW file as an example with the Google Pixel 8 Pro, I also done a few comparisons between the Google Pixel 8 Pro and the Sony RX100VII. I didn't go into a lot of detail here, but yeah, there was a few comparisons I'd done here. So if we look at, say, let's take that one with that one. You can see here, this is one's taken on the Sony and one's taken with the Google Pixel 8 Pro. So the Sony one is on the left, the Google Pixel 8 Pro is on the right. And again, the Sony one is over sharpened, which is really, I found that really interesting. Their RAW files are still over sharpened. And even though the Sony has a 1-inch sensor, I think the sensor in the Google Pixel 8 Pro is very, very comparable to the images that come from the Sony RX100VII. I say these sample images will be up on my Flickr page, so you can actually take a closer look at them. But I think that the clarity and the detail from the Google is very, very good. And in some respects is better than what it is on the Sony. Can't believe I'm saying that, because I do love my little Sony. I think it's a great, great little camera, you know. But yeah, it goes to show that, you know, mobile phone technology really is coming up leaps and bounds. So yeah, that's a quick overview of the cameras on the Google Pixel 8 Pro and some of the benefits of using a mobile phone for your photography, purely because you've got it with you all the time. But you get a great mobile phone such as a Pixel 8 Pro or even the iPhone 15 Pro. You're going to get, you know, pretty decent images that you can print, images that you can upload to your social media. I just still find the handling of a mobile phone isn't as nice as handling with a proper phone, a proper camera, not a proper phone, a proper camera such as the Sony RX100 Mark VII. So yeah, there we go. Let me know what you think of the Google Pixel 8 Pro and the iPhone 15 Pro. But straight out of camera, I do prefer the video that comes from the Google Pixel 8 Pro, and I do prefer the images that come out of the iPhone 15 Pro. I feel with the iPhone, you have to work more at it. You have to do more with the editing to get either the video, or certainly video, the video or the photographs the way you want it to look. So there we go. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you found that video useful. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Hit the like button if you like the content of this video. I would really, really appreciate that. It does help me grow the channel. Thanks very much. Cheers for now. Bye.